Hello, everyone. I'm Susan Huckle, and here's what's happening in LA this week. Los Angeles has the largest concentration of Indigenous peoples in the U.S. Councilmember Eunices Hernandez hosted a gathering to celebrate the cultures and honor the traditions of the many tribes that call LA home.
Today we are celebrating Indigenous Peoples Day in Sycamore Grove Park in CD1. We have multiple Indigenous groups, both from Mexico, Central America, the United States, all coming together to recognize Indigenous Peoples Day.
Indigenous Peoples Day is a day to commemorate the legacy of our ancestors, the legacy of our cultures. Los Angeles is the mecca or the hub of the largest indigenous population in all United States.
Having identity, you have understanding of culture, understanding of principles and values. And as you have understanding who you are, you have strong foundation. You have strong roots to the earth, roots like trees. And that's what we want to make sure we have, is understanding who we are as people, to make sure we're able to promote our philosophies and principles and culture.
I'm extremely excited to be around my fellow Indigenous people. I myself am from Cuscatán, or what is known as El Salvador. And to see other Native American tribes as well as other tribes from all throughout North, South, and Central America being here today is extremely exciting, and that is my motivation to showcase Poctapok, or the Maya hit ball game.
For us to be able to be the pioneers to celebrate this day, it's an opportunity for us, for the future generations, for our children, to continue this legacy, to continue honoring the legacy of our ancestors. There's so much that our Indigenous groups can celebrate with. So thank you.
Don't talk about us in the past. We are present, we are here. We have never gone anywhere, and we will continue to be here. We would love to share our collective cultures with anyone who comes with curiosity, because that is what we're here to do as Indigenous peoples of these areas.
These events remind us who are the first caretakers of this land, who are the Indigenous people of this land, and how we can do a better job of continuing to uplift them, not just on Indigenous Peoples Day, but every day of the year.
In a demonstration of leadership and solidarity, the City of Los Angeles officially recognized National Coming Out Day. It's a first for LA and a significant step to making everyone feel truly welcome in the City of Angels.
For the first time in this city's history, thanks to all of your support, we have recognized today, October 11th, as National Coming Out Day in the City of Los Angeles. We are here in LA City Hall celebrating LA declaring today National Coming Out Day, and we're here really to lift up and honor the LGBTQ+ community and to welcome everyone and all their identities to Los Angeles.
I thought coming out would be a singular act of liberation, that once I shared my truth, I thought the hard part was over. But instead, I found out myself I was adrift, I was lost, I was questioning where I belonged, even within the queer community. Baby Day, in conjunction with the Black Cat and Los Angeles City Council, are making history today as the first major U.S. city to recognize National Coming Out Day as an official city holiday.
For younger generations, National Coming Out Day celebrates the courage it takes to be our authentic selves, and knowing that the City of Los Angeles supports us is a huge step. It's a huge message, not just here, across the US, across the world.
I can't keep waiting for the perfect time. I can't keep praying that the stars align to be who I am.
I hope to see National Coming Out Day spread across the country, because I think that there's a significance in the coming out experience that I didn't have. And so to be in an environment, in a space that welcomes different walks of life, is such an honor and a privilege. And so I would love to see this spread through, I don't know, just celebration, the echo of celebration.
Making history today with this celebration ensures that our community is seen and heard by our government.
I stand before you today to highlight the significance of National Coming Out Day, a day that carries immense importance for the LGBTQ+ community and our supporters.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you for your work to ensure our survival.
Thank you.
Thank you to all the council members for officially recognizing today as National Coming Out Day in Los Angeles.
For an emergency, there's 911. Now, there's a dedicated number for anyone in distress with suicidal ideation or a mental health crisis. The national network behind the 988 number can now provide help where it's needed most, back at the location of the call.
We're here in Pacoima, California, talking about 988. America now has 988, not just 911, to call in a mental health crisis. So if you need an ambulance, somebody's having a heart attack, keep calling 911. But if somebody's having a mental health crisis, call 988 right away.
So when someone calls the 988 hotline, and the call center answers the phone and they determine that an in-person response is needed to help with stabilization or to do a mental health assessment, then our team is dispatched to the location where the call came from.
We've always had a lifeline that we can call. You just had to remember a 10-digit number. That was near impossible, and if you're in a mental health crisis, chances are you're not going to have in hand, easy access to a regional 10-digit number that you could call.
And that is why, working with Congress, we were able to set up 988, an easy to remember 3-digit number, just like 911. But as Congressman Cardenas has told me again and again, we can make it better. We can make it better if people get help in their own backyard.
Today, Chairwoman Rosenworcel of the FCC, who has jurisdiction in Washington over this issue, they're going to have a vote, and hopefully they're going to be successful, where it's going to require all of the mobile cell carriers have any call in the future go locally so you can get a person right near you to answer your call and help you out.
So by providing geo-routing, what we are doing is making sure that we route every call that comes from a wireless phone on the basis of the cell tower. We're going to get people the help they need, where they are, and we're going to improve 988.
So geo-routing is crucial in terms of the timeliness of the response. So we would know where you are, and we would be able to get in the vans and come to where you are.
My message to Angelinos is to not be scared to call, get some help. Just because it might not be a crisis to someone, it could be a crisis to you. So there's no crisis too small, and we want to make sure that you get the help.
Call 988. It's for mental health crisis. If somebody's talking about suicide or if somebody's off their medications and they're acting out, please call 988. That's the best way to get the best response, and it's going to save lives.
The best of the Mounted Rangers deserves a retirement party after 16 years of public service. The city's Department of Recreation and Parks and community members gathered to pay tribute to Sherman, an extraordinary horse.
So we are here today at the LA Equestrian Center, and we are celebrating the career of one of our finest horses the Park Ranger Division has ever had, the illustrious Sherman. We're celebrating his 16 years of service to the city of Los Angeles. We got to a point where we knew that his career roaming the hills here in Griffith Park were coming towards an end. And this is a celebration of his career as one of our Park Ranger mounted horses, bringing so much joy and so many memories to all of the citizens of Los Angeles, truly serving as the ambassador for all of recreation and parks.
So Sherman has had his home here at the Equestrian Center for many years. So we've been able to interact with him and pet him and say hello and be a part of his life with the Ranger team. And they're a real important partnership for us, not only for the site, but then for the overall community. And as you know, the Griffith Park is just right over the hill there, so they help patrol the whole area and keep safety and keep the park together.
Over here in Griffith Park, we have 4,000 plus acres. We're building up the Ranger Mounted Unit again. So many amazing things are happening here in Griffith Park. We have so many people to thank. This is many people coming together between the Equestrian Center, the citizens that surround Griffith Park, and the community.
This is a gathering of not only the Parks and Rec personnel, but also the rangers and the leadership from the team, but also from our LA Equestrian team. And what we did is we built a special celebration to honor Sherman's retirement. So they got to watch Sherman bob for apples, do a pin the tail on Sherman, and really cheer for him and learn about his story. He was a special horse in the unit because he was the best at doing meet and greets with families and children. He really loved it, and they could tell that he thrived in that environment.
Part of what was so exciting about this event is that we had so much of the community involved in this. We don't do a retirement for every horse. Sherman's a special case. And so it just brought the community here together and really just highlight, again, that Griffith Park is an equestrian community. And that's what we're trying to let people know.
Dash bus fares return in 2025. Internships available in digital support. Measure A on the LA County ballot. These stories up next on CityBeat.
Fares on the Los Angeles Department of Transportation's Dash buses will be reinstated beginning on January 11, 2025. LA's Department of Transportation Dash buses have been available free of charge to all passengers since March of 2020. The previous fares will return, meaning a regular single fare of 50 cents when paying with cash and 35 cents when using a tap card. Revenue from the fares will be used to improve the security on the buses and to move closer to the city's electrification goals. Dash buses will continue to be free of charge for students and city ride clients. For more information, click on the Residents tab at ladot.lacity.gov. Paid internships are available on the Digital Ambassador Program offered by the Housing Authority of the City of Los Angeles, or HACLA. Digital ambassadors will promote digital literacy, conduct resident outreach, and provide support with internet access at Housing Authority sites across LA. Ambassadors will get an hourly rate along with the opportunity to learn on the job and develop their skills. No previous experience is necessary, as training will be provided to selected applicants. The HACLA Digital Ambassador Program is accepting applications until November 15, 2024. For more information or to apply, email digitalambassadorprogram@hacla.org. Mayor Bass, Sheriff Luna, City and County Business Associations, and the Hospital Association of Southern California came together to promote a yes vote on Measure A. If voters agree to Measure A, the 0.25% sales tax from Measure H would be replaced with a 0.5% sales tax. Revenues from Measure A will go to affordable housing, mental health and addiction treatment, and services for people experiencing homelessness. Measure H ends in 2027, but if Measure A is passed, it would continue until voters rescind it. For more information on Measure A, visit Find My Election Information at lavote.gov.
Councilmember Curran Price led an event to uplift those who tell stories from the margins and often work in 2 languages. Journalists and members of the media were honored for Latino Heritage Month in LA.
We're at the Tom Bradley Tower here at the Los Angeles City Hall, and we're getting ready to have a real celebration, celebrating the Latino media, especially during the conclusion of Latino Heritage Month.
Landis Stokes.
It's important to highlight the media for Latino Heritage Month because a lot of the stories that we have in LA are untold, especially the language barriers that we have, and these Latino media journalists have taken those stories and turned them into TV, radio, written stories, and it gives us an opportunity for all Angelinos to learn a little bit about Latino culture.
Estoy muy contenta de estar compartiendo esta mañana con varios de mis colegas. Estamos agradecidos todos por esta invitación y por el reconocimiento por parte del concejal Curran Price y su staff, su personal.
En mi caso, como escritor de noticias, ha habido oportunidades en las que la historia de este país ha cambiado por las historias que yo he escrito, por ejemplo. A través de lo que tú escribes o lo que tú reportas en el día a día, puede cambiar la mentalidad de los políticos que tienen marginada a la comunidad hispana.
It's a way for us to say thank you, for us a way to acknowledge the important role that the press plays in providing information and news to our community. One more here. We're going to be recognizing journalists from all over the city that have been active and distinguishing themselves. It's a way for us to say thank you. So we'll be receiving a certificate. We got some music, some entertainment, and a festival occasion.
We want to make this an ongoing thing every year to make sure that Latino journalists don't go unseen.
The celebration, the opportunity for professionals to come together to meet each other, to reaffirm friendships, and to make new ones.
Although it's known as the birthplace of LA, El Pueblo is also the place to go for Dia de los Muertos, to remember and honor loved ones who have passed. This traditional area serves up 9 nights of gatherings, processions, and community.
We have Dia de los Muertos here on Alvera Street, and it's a novenario, so it's for 9 nights. It starts October 25th all the way through November 2nd. Dia de los Muertos is a combination of the Aztec culture and the Catholic religion. And what it is now a celebration of the life of our friends and our families that passed away. So what we do is we celebrate that life in tradition, in song, in gathering. So those are things that we do. We build altares, which you'll see a lot of examples on Alvera Street. We have all of our community altars out by the kiosco and all around the street itself.
Lo que se me hace bonito es poder tener un momento para pensar en toda la gente que ha fallecido y celebrarlos, darnos cuenta de que la muerte es algo parte de la vida, que es natural.
There's a lot of different things that we can put on the altars, and even in Mexico, it varies widely from the south to the north. The south tends to be a lot more flowers and vegetables and fruit. And as you go up, it has different things to it. So most of the time we add the pictures of our loved ones, of course, because that's who we're remembering. We'll add salt for the earth. We'll add candle for fire. We'll have papel picado for the wind, and we'll have water. So the 4 basic elements. It's so inviting. It's so community oriented, especially here on Alvera Street. We ask people to come and be part of our procession. We want them to come and be part of our community dance at the end of our celebration. So it draws them in because of that, I think.
Anybody who has lost loved ones, it's just an important time, and we just want to remember them, remember who they are when they were alive, and just remember that they're with us and watching us.
A community bike ride in South LA brought students and neighbors together to experience their district on 2 wheels. While street improvements are in their future, this community is already prepared for the bike rubber to meet the road.
Today we're celebrating our 2nd bike ride that we've done here in South LA. Burden Tech has partnered up with Eastside Riders, Councilmember Marquise Harris Dawson, to make sure that we really reclaim our bikes, right? We want to make sure our students, our community, everybody that lives here in South LA feels safe to ride their bikes.
DOT put in the bike lanes in 2020, and Broadway is still not a safe street. It's still on the high injury network, and traffic fatalities have not fallen. So we have a huge investment coming next year with the construction of the Broadway Sewer project that Streets LA is doing. That's going to make it even safer to bike on Broadway and walk at night and during the day.
Para asegurar que los jóvenes sepan cómo usar las nuevas líneas para las bicicletas sobre la Broadway de manera muy segura. Queremos que ellos estén preparados para cuando venga el nuevo proyecto de infraestructura llamado Broadway Sur.
It really means a lot to see all of these improvements around our community, because I want to make sure that this community is getting safer so that the future generation, the elementary school kids, can ride around in their bikes and not feel scared that anything's going to happen to them. That's why this event is really important, and more events like this is what we really want to create and continue to flourish in this community and make this community the best that it could possibly be.
Our kiddos have a lot of different opportunities that they need help from. So we want to make sure that our kids know how to ride safety, that our parents can use the bike lanes if needed. A lot of our families don't have access to cars, for example. So having a bike lane that's safe, that's secure, that they feel comfortable using, it's very important just to make sure that our kids get here safely, but also so that our community can really get what they deserve. To everybody in the South LA community, what I will say to you is please use the bike lanes. They're here for you, they're designed for you. We have a lot of safety around them, and we're working to make sure that we're providing even more safety, more laws and regulations. Whatever the community needs, we are here for you as well.
For more information about the project, visit cd8.lacity.gov.
Broadway Bike Ride!
The LA Civil Rights Department held a ceremony to celebrate pioneer women around the city. While they hail from different fields, these women have all had an impact in the city, and this event honored their work.
Today we're here honoring the 2024 Pioneer Women, which is a recognition that council members offer to women in their districts who are doing amazing work in their communities.
This year we're honoring women in public service, those women who are lifting up our communities for helping those who are less fortunate than us and the city of Los Angeles.
Today I am honored to have the privilege of celebrating the first woman and the first Latina to be promoted to deputy chief here in the city of Los Angeles. I could not be more proud, not only to have her, a woman in that position, but truly have someone that really deserved that position as well.
It's a great feeling to be recognized and appreciated because I've worked so hard and the road has not been easy. There's been so many people along the way that have helped in my career and have really contributed to my achievements, and I'm thankful for.
Bob Blumenfield nominated Terry Saucier,
Indu Subaya,
Jennifer Quinones, Diana Chavez Faipal.
We are excited to honor Dr. Shalonda Crawford, also known as Dr. Sunshine.
It feels amazing to be recognized for the thing that I am so passionate about, and to understand that it's making a difference in the community just means everything.
To all the women out there in Los Angeles who are doing the work, we often don't see your work, but I know that you're doing it, and it's really important. We want to make sure that you're appreciated, that you know that we're going to do everything that we can to make sure you're seen in this city.
LA is for everyone. And to learn more about the work of LA's Civil Rights Department, visit their website at civilandhumanrights.lacity.gov. Shakespeare said, "Never a borrower nor a lender be," but it seems the city needs to be a bit of both. In this week's feature story, our Maria Hall Brown hears from Matt Szabo, the city administrative officer. He tells us why he is optimistic for the city's future.
Well, an advisor provides guidance, support, resources, and today we have someone who is quite the amazing advisor. I'm delighted to be joined today by the Los Angeles City Administrative Officer, Matt Szabo. What are the parameters of the office? Because it seems very, very complicated looking out, looking in.
The primary job of the CAO is to be the principal financial advisor to the mayor and the council. So in that area of responsibility, we assist the mayor in developing the annual budget. We assist the council in reviewing and approving the annual budget. We are responsible for making revenue projections for the various sources of revenue that the city brings in. And we bring in a number of sources of revenue, not just property tax, but business tax, sales tax, hotel tax, etc. We need to make projections on that. We monitor how the revenue is coming in versus plan. We also, because City of Los Angeles is the majority of the money we spend is on employees to deliver services, police, firefighters, rec assistants, etc. 80% of what we spend is on employees.
Okay.
We also are responsible for negotiating the salaries, wages, and benefits for all of the city's employees.
You have been in public service for a very long time. You've been with a lot of different offices, and now you're in this particular office. What is it that got you involved, and why are you here?
Well, as it relates to government, I think it's such a privilege to work in local government because you have the opportunity to literally see and feel the results of your work in a way that you may not at the federal level. What people care about in their day-to-day lives, is it safe to get to work? What does our street look like? Do we have a safe park to go to? Is the fire department going to respond when we call? The basic everyday quality of life issues is what the city of LA is ultimately responsible for. And so the work that we do, the budgets that we put together, the projects that we approve, you can actually see the results of those almost immediately.
How do you feel about the city of Los Angeles? Is it moving in the right direction? Are you optimistic, or do we have some work to do ahead of us and everybody's really aiming that way?
Well, I'm definitely optimistic. I mean, I do think we're moving in the right direction. Clearly, the city has a lot of challenges, but there are significant opportunities. LA is, in so many ways, the center of the universe for an urban center, not just in this country, but on the planet. And again, it's a privilege to work in a city that means so much to so many.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. And if people want to learn more, what's the best way for them to understand what's happening in your office?
They can go to our city website, which is cao.lacity.gov.
In this week's Things to Do, celebrate music and poetry in Highland Park, catch a fascinating exhibit at LA Municipal Art Gallery, and honor those who have served at a Veterans Day parade. All this up next on Things to Do.
Councilmember Eunices Hernandez hosts the second annual Música y Poemas event, and everyone is invited. Enjoy the live performances of music and poetry in Highland Park on Saturday, November 9th. Música y Poemas will also feature an art expo, a resource fair of city services, a classic car show, and kids' activities on site. Join Councilmember Eunices Hernandez, neighbors, and friends for this fun day out on Figueroa between Avenue 54 and Avenue 60. The Música y Poemas celebration takes place on Saturday, November 9th from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. For more information, visit cd1.lacity.gov/Música y Poemas. The Department of Cultural Affairs, along with the Los Angeles Contemporary Exhibitions, presents Beatrice DaCosta, Undisciplinary Tactics at the LA Municipal Art Gallery. This ongoing exhibit examines the collaborative work of the late Beatrice DaCosta. DaCosta was an artist and researcher, a co-founder of Preemptive Media, and a founding member of UC Irvine's Arts Computation Engineering graduate program. This exhibition is woven from DaCosta's shows, public programs, workshops, and study groups. Enjoy Beatrice DaCosta, Undisciplinary Tactics at the Los Angeles Municipal Art Gallery each week from Thursday to Sunday, 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. The exhibit runs until January 5th, 2025. For more information, visit culture.lacity.gov/events. Monday, November 11th is Veterans Day, and Councilwoman Monica Rodriguez invites you to join her in honoring our heroes at a Veterans Day parade in Mission Hills. The 21st annual San Fernando Valley Veterans Day Parade steps off at 11 a.m. The parade begins at the corner of San Fernando Mission Boulevard with a mile-long route along Laurel Canyon to Paxton Street. Join the community in honoring and celebrating those who have served in the U.S. Armed Forces. The 21st annual San Fernando Valley Veterans Day Parade is on Monday, November 11th at 11 a.m. For more information, visit sfvveteransdayparade.com. And that's a look at some things to do.
And that's all for this week. I'm Susan Huckle, and from all of us here at LA This Week, thank you so much for joining us. Remember that you can watch us online anytime at lacityview.org. We're also on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube. See you next time for more LA This Week.